Good evening and welcome to Scholars News. The headlines tonight.
It's D-Day for student union election candidates after a busy week of campaigning. Martin McGuinness is laid to rest in his hometown of Derry. And business and sport, what doesn't challenge you doesn't change you.
Students' union elections are taking place today at the University of Limerick. 11 candidates are running for the positions of President, Welfare and Academic Officer. Our reporter Jennifer Purcell has more.
Elections have been the topic of conversation in UL this week as students have been busy campaigning in a bid to secure the number one vote for their respective candidates. Presidential, welfare and academic candidates discussed their manifesto during the hustings debate on Tuesday night. Many of the campaigners promised to tackle issues like student parking on campus and improved facilities in the new library extension, such as quick print stations, extra security and improved Wi-Fi. A late-night bar in the stables on Wednesday nights was also brought to the floor. Students challenged candidates on topics such as student fees, jobs, mental health campaigns, the 8th Amendment and exam repeats. Presidential candidate Lorna Horgan came under fire yesterday afternoon for misrepresenting the other presidential candidates on social media in relation to their response on the 8th Amendment vote.
I was just saying that I had the strongest views about it, but I didn't mean to drag anyone down, and I really hope I didn't, but just going to make a formal apology and may the best man or woman win.
Voting opened online at 7 a.m. this morning. UL newspaper on Focal has received over 500 votes in their online prediction poll. Editor Paul Saunders has more.
Going from our poll, you can see that Lorna is ahead by just about 10% in the presidential election. It's neck and neck for SU Welfare, with 51% for Roberta and 49% for Rebecca. And it's wide open in academic, with Conor Hossey just having a slight lead.
Despite Lorna's apology, it is still unclear whether her candidacy is in doubt. Jennifer Purcell, Scholars News, UL Campus.
The funeral of former Deputy First Minister for Northern Ireland, Martin McGuinness, took place in Derry today. The Irish Republican passed away on Tuesday after a short battle with cancer. Ethan Glavin reports.
As the funeral takes place in Derry, we speak with Sinn Féin UL's chairperson Joseph Kearney about the legacy Martin McGuinness leaves behind.
Of his legacy with the peace process and the fight for peace in Northern Ireland over many years, so since the young Republican right up to, unfortunately, his death last week.
The former Deputy First Minister is, however, not without controversy.
He started off, as far as I know, in the civil rights movement in Northern Ireland in the 1960s, which campaigned for civil rights for Catholics. Catholics in Northern Ireland at that stage were excluded from the state to a certain extent, felt that they didn't have the access both socially. He came out there in the civil rights organisation, adopted a particularly violent path, i.e. joining the IRA. Today we have him being called a freedom fighter, and to some people he is a freedom fighter, but to many he's also a terrorist. So where should we place him? It depends on your political perspective, I suspect. But I think people are rightly focusing on the transition he made to the peacemaker.
Ethan Glavin, Scholars News, UL.
The Glucksman Library at the University of Limerick has acquired a unique collection of 500 personal letters by the iconic Limerick author Kate O'Brien. Michelle Hogan has more on the story.
The latest addition to UL's Glucksman Library was purchased at auction for €12,000. A collection of 500 letters by Kate O'Brien now lie in the hands of Ken Bergen, Head of Special Collections at the library.
The letters were acquired in about 8 boxes, and unfortunately the condition is not good. The priority for us at the moment is actually to dry that out, treat that, clean it and perhaps repair it. So that will all happen first before we get the opportunity to examine them.
According to Dr. Maggie O'Neill, who has experience in O'Brien's work, it is important that the collection remain in Ireland.
It's really important that the Kate O'Brien archive stays in Limerick, because although Kate O'Brien travelled very widely, and that travel was very important to informing the themes of exploration that she wrote about in her work, Limerick always remained very close to Kate O'Brien's heart. The idea of home and Limerick as home always remained essentially important, and we can read that in her work as well.
Dr. Tina O'Toole hopes that the collection will attract international attention.
I do think that these letters will be of international importance. I have friends and colleagues in the USA, but also in other parts of Europe who are working on O'Brien and other 20th century writers.
Michelle Hogan at UL Campus, Scholars News.
Over 100 international performers will take the stage tonight at the University Concert Hall for the Limerick Fling Festival, celebrating traditional Irish music and dance. We sent reporter Michaela Keating for a sneak preview.
As the speaking of the Irish language reduces around the country, the celebration of Irish music and dance is a step up here at the University of Limerick, who will host the Limerick Fling this evening.
The Limerick Fling is a collaboration between the Irish World Academy and the University Concert Hall Limerick that we've been doing for the last 3 years, and it's an opportunity to showcase the talent of the Irish World Academy. So we're going to have a whole variety between music, song and dance from over 100 performers from all the different continents.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to a celebration of all the different talents that are in this building, and we don't see, the dancers or something so often because we're all so busy at our own tasks. So it's great to bring everyone together and celebrate the music and dance and song.
It's great to come and work with the dancers because I was a PhD student here. I graduated in 2013 and I haven't had much association with the Irish World Academy since, so it's great to come back and see what's happening. And what I do notice is there's a real vibrance, because in my day when I started the numbers were quite small, but it feels like the building is alive now. It's really animated.
Michaela Keating, Irish World Academy, Scholars News.
Now we go over to Tig on the sports desk.
Thanks, Denise. First up tonight we have hurling. Limerick face Galway this Sunday in their final Alliance League group match. Promotion is long gone for both teams, but the game should provide indicators for both management teams approaching the championship. In soccer news, after the tragic passing of Derry City's Ryan McBride, Limerick FC's Sean Kelly paid tributes this week, calling him a warrior on the pitch, a great player and a leader. And now to American football. The UL Vikings, fresh from an opening day win against Trinity, will hope to keep their 100% record intact. They face North Kildare Raiders here in the University of Limerick next Saturday. Four-time Camogie All-Star Anna Geary gave her talk, "What doesn't challenge you doesn't change you," for the All-Ireland Conference of Undergrad Research in the University of Limerick today. Here's John Boohan with more.
You have to have, it's not the skill, it's not the pace, it's not the speed. It's not even necessarily leadership, it's the adaptability. You have to be able to adapt to changing circumstances. Leadership to me is about, telling people what you're going to do and then showing them how it's done.
Sport has been detrimental in moulding Anna's attitude in the workplace. She outlined some of these attributes here.
The heartbeat of any team, think about someone, if they're the heartbeat of a team, everything else centres around them. They're what make the team go, they're what make the team work, they're what make the team do something. And the last thing I'll say is be your own judge. Don't let anybody's ideas and perceptions of you rule the way that you go in the direction that you go.
We caught up with Anna after the seminar to find out what sporting attributes have helped her in life outside the GAA.
The skills you learn in sport a lot of the time are life skills. They're skills that will help you in your personal life, they're skills that help you in business. And when I think of sport, I think of the discipline that I learned about, committing to something and then doing whatever it takes to succeed.
Despite a decorated career in the GAA, Anna has always held a special place in her heart for UL.
It's the ethos, it's the work ethic that I've learned from UL. I've been to different colleges and none of them else compare in terms of how you're taught to be expected to reach a standard.
John Boohan, Scholars News, UL.
Good evening. Tonight will bring about a sharp frost, with the northern part of the country expecting lows of -2 degrees. Winds sweeping in from a northerly direction will be mainly light. Tomorrow promises to be mostly sunny, with temperatures reaching between 10 and 14 degrees. Patchy clouds will move across the country, settling over Leinster for most of the evening. That's all for now. Back to Denise.
Thanks, Eleanor. The headlines again tonight.
It's D-Day for student union election candidates after a busy week of campaigning. Martin McGuinness is laid to rest in his hometown of Derry. And business and sport, what doesn't challenge you doesn't change you.
That's all from us here tonight at Scholars News. Good evening.